Hey folks, I am Kevin Iole. Welcome to Yahoo Sports. And one of my favorite guys over the last couple of years to interview, saw him in Rio de Janeiro in 2016. Didn't have the kind of smile on his face that he has right now, but 2017 Yahoo Sports Prospect of the Year, 2018 Yahoo Sports Prospect of the Year, and now the 2020 Undisputed Lightweight Champion of the World, Teofimo Lopez. Champ, how does that feel to hear that?
It's still hitting me, man. It's surreal, but definitely it was worth everything. 18 years and continuing and counting.
Pretty incredible run that you've been on, and I think an incredible performance. I think a lot of people thought you could win the fight, but I think most people thought if you're going to win the fight, you're going to hit him with something big and knock him out. You went in there and outboxed him from beginning to end of the fight. Was that the game plan all along, or was that something that you just take what happened?
I just took what was happening. At the time, I seen that Loma had a game plan and that they had a certain game plan that I wasn't gonna fall into. And I noticed that, and I spoke with my head coach, my father, and I told him, I was like, they're trying to set me up. They're trying to take me to deep waters, and I was like, just don't worry about it. I got this. I was like, don't worry. I know what he's trying to do. I'm gonna still stay composed and keep doing what I gotta do, and then and earn the rounds and win the rounds that I need to win.
I should tell you this. I talked to your father, just he and I were standing there in the press room before you got in. And he had told me about the pyramid, and he was trying to explain what the pyramid is. And then he was trying to explain the shifting with your punching power. And so let's start there. He had told me before the fight that in the Olympics and in your amateur career, you weren't really a hard puncher, but then in the pros, he kind of worked with you to develop your punching. Explain sort of how you were able to go from, as an amateur, a guy your father says wasn't a hard hitter, to in the pros, one of the hardest punchers there is.
I think a lot of it, man, is just upper body strength, a lot of working on our legs as well, keeping the strength on our legs, and a lot of footwork as well. We always had that in us. And then I think as I got older, and the man side I started maturing more on that end, so I think that definitely took a big leap in my career for my knockout power. I was always precise with my shots, but then 8 ounces and starting to hit hard with them, it ended up making a bigger difference. So, it's just been just working on different things, whether it was muscle ups, just things like that, working on things for my shoulders, things that you really need as a boxer, forearms and stuff like that. So we worked on a lot of things to keep that going. And I think eventually it was going to kick in, and it finally did, and it's only getting better, this is just the beginning. We're not even where I need to be at yet.
I thought early in the fight, even as I said in the open, you boxed beautifully, but I thought your power was a factor because it seemed like he wasn't willing to engage with you as much. In the first 6 rounds of the fight, he only threw 58 punches. Do you feel like, he felt your power early and was wary, and that's why it took him so long to get going?
Oh no, absolutely. That was our momentum. That was what we wanted to do, was let him feel my jabs, different types of jabs, fast jabs, hard jabs. Some that gave him a little, hey, every time you're coming in, you're gonna get hit. Type of reaction, and let him feel that. You're coming into. That's where the pyramid comes in. What my father was talking about, my coach, he was telling me, just stay like that. Just having that distance, and we know that he's short, so he needs to come in and he needs to jump in to get those shots. So I was just pretty much countering and working on getting the body, and which it was working a lot. I noticed in I think the 5th round, or somewhere in between, from the 5th or the 7th, and I hit him to the body with a right uppercut, and he tucked in real tight, and he started moving. I was like, oh, I heard him. But the thing was, it's very hard trying to keep that pace going with someone that just keeps going and on the run. Is always on the run. So, he had his moments, but the overall factor was I won that whole fight. You know what I mean? And we did what we had to do. I think that he thought he would take us to the deep waters and then just gas us out. But I told you guys, I'm a shark.
Surprise, surprise. You know what I thought, or what is interesting now, Teofimo, is that, you were a big name in the sport, but you didn't really cross over outside the sport. This fight, 3 million fans watching your show, huge rating. I know you're happy about that. All of a sudden now you go from being a big fish in the small little boxing pond to, you're going to be a big fish out there. I saw LeBron James tweeted to you and a lot of big celebrities. How do you keep your headspace where it was? You're people don't know you. You're a humble, respectful guy. Everybody likes you, or most. I guess Lomachenko doesn't like you, so most people like you. How do you keep your headspace that same way with all the people that are all of a sudden now going to start coming at you?
The same thing, I want more belts, I want more things, and I want to accomplish more. I have more goals, bigger goals to achieve. This was just one part of it to get me to the next level, and we know that. I'm always gonna stay hungry. And I think that's the whole thing, is just the fact that just because you got it now doesn't mean that someone else can't take it from you, So we keep that in our mind always. My father always taught me that way, and just having a great support team, and being able to do what I did this past Saturday, and without a crowd, and just with the least experience that people thought I would bring out into the game, and just to shock the world and show them that I could also box and outbox the best pound for pound boxer in the world. Um, at my age, man, we are accomplishing a lot of things. This is just the beginning.
No doubt, no doubt. You're right there. There's a lot of options. Bob Arum mentioned Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell winner. I know Kambosos and Lee Selby fight. You mentioned even Saturday. Your father said he'd like to see a fight at 140, potentially going up to fight the winner of Taylor and Ramirez. I mean, to me, that's the significant fight in boxing. That's the one I would like to see you in. But I saw Devin Haney, who you call an email champion. He referred to you as an asterisk champion. What's next? I mean, where do you go from here? Is Devin Haney the guy you want, or is there anybody that in your mind is the more significant opponent?
I think that these guys, they need me. You know what I mean? I don't need them. And we did that. We are the kings at 135. We own and we run 135. So I think a lot of them are just they just want to get a piece of the pie, now. And I think that that's not gonna work. You know what I mean? They have to do their part. We did our part. We got the job done. We did things that they didn't want to do, but we stepped up to the plate and chose to do that, and we got the victory. And not only that, so much more to it. I think that the best that I would love to do is unify and for 140 and collect another to be the first two-time back-to-back undisputed world champion in the four belt era. So I think that would be
that's
awesome.
guaranteed Hall of Fame right there, dude. If you do that, they might as well just start writing that plaque up for you.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what I look forward to. So the winner out of Taylor and Ramirez, I think that would be awesome for all the fans, and hopefully we will be able to have some fans for 2021.
I wonder what you think. Obviously you did a huge accomplishment the other day, and the boxing fans turned out. So when you saw that rating, do you think that says to other fighters, forget marinating, forget, going, you were aggressive all the way through. You fought guys with good records when you had less than 10 fights. Now you beat a guy who was 396-1 as an amateur and 14-1 as a pro, and you beat him comprehensively. Do you feel like you set a sign for other fighters what they have to do?
I mean, that's what we were hoping for. I mean, that's what we were shooting for. This is the takeover. It's about influencing the new generation, and I'm the leader. I'm the captain of the ship. So I think that we finally did that. I think that I definitely put on a new wave for the new generation to step up to the plate, and instead of marinating anything, just take the fights that you need to take to become, the all-time best in your division. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope that we influence others, like the young ones out there in the new generation, to push on that.
Javonta Davis is across the street. He's fighting Leo Santa Cruz in a couple of days. Is he an opponent that you think you would see down in the future? And do you think how do you compare Javonta as the lightweights to all the other guys, Haney and Ryan Garcia and et cetera? Is Javonta at the top of the list in terms of talent other than yourself, you think?
He's honestly, I feel like they haven't shown enough yet. I think to not just to me though. I think just in general for the boxing fans. I mean, the only thing that we've seen is Tank go the distance with a washed out Gamboa. Now we're about to see Devin Haney go in the ring with him with Gamboa. You know, now we have Tank fighting and facing Leo Santa Cruz. I just think that if the better competition kicks in and we see what they could do with when adversity hits them, then I think that's when we end up realizing, okay, we can make a fight happen. Because you need two partners to make a good dance, you know. So we did our part, and I think now it's just seeing what these guys do next. We can't overlook Leo Santa Cruz. We can't look over Luke Campbell. We can't look over Gamboa. Whatever these guys, whoever they're fighting. So they got to worry about their guys first before they step in the ring with me.
I'll end this with two other questions. So first, I don't know if you saw it today, the news broke. I spoke to the surgeon, Dr. Neil Elatrach, who's one of the top surgeons in the world. And he said that he had operated on Lomachenko last night, that he had a shoulder injury. Did you notice anything in the fight? Did you have any sense in the fight that he was injured, or did you feel any point when you hit him and maybe he reacted?
It's a fight. I think everybody knows if you're a fighter or an athlete, just in general, you're not 100% going into a fight. You know, I wasn't 100% going into this fight. I had minor injuries, and I'm actually I gotta get checked out now because of it. Going into this fight, but you know what? A true champion, I don't make no excuses. You know, that's part of it. In everything, you're gonna get hurt in doing what you do, contact sport, anything like that. So you're never going to be 100% going into a fight. So for them trying to use and pull that card on us to say that that's the reason why, I think that's I feel pity for him.
Yeah. And last thing I want to ask you, you had a great press conference. I thought the ending was a little strange, and I want to ask you about that ending. You kind of alluded to people being against you and the media being against you. And to me, like everything I've seen, everybody, you get guys praising you and, talking about how good you are. What were you referencing? Because you were kind of giving a vague reference, but what was it that you were referencing when you said that on Saturday?
The only thing, man, is just I'm just a fighter that's earning his respect. Give me my respect. I mean, I'm the youngest.
But who hasn't given you your respect? Like, have I not given you respect? Who hasn't given you respect?
Just right now, I think honestly, people are more in shock of what I did and how easy I made it. How easy I made it look compared to what they thought it would be. So I think that the fact that they're trying to downsize or downplay any type of thing, making it seem like it was a draw or any type of thing. That's the thing that I hate about decisions, is that everyone has an opinion about the decision and the scorecards. Now the scorecards are out of my hands. What I do though,
right,
is what I do. You know what I mean? And everybody knows, at least everyone I know for a fact, and I knew I won, but everybody knows that the winner was me.
There was
I
no
won.
question.
There was no question about it. Now, whether people want to talk about the scorecards, that is not my job. I did my part. So if they want to scream or bitch about somebody else, do it to the judges if you want. I did my part. We came out there. I said I was going to come out victorious, and we did that, and we made history. So I think that's the main thing. It's just honestly, don't downplay the fact that I just made some big things happen right now. You know what I mean? And I just said I just put on for the new generation. So if anything, instead of trying to curse at me or bash me, you should be thanking me. That goes to everyone.
Okay, well, I haven't cursed or bashed at you, and I'm not going to do it now because you were awesome on Saturday, and you've been awesome throughout your career. And I have been really thankful for everything you have done. And I love to see fighters step up and take challenges. So I congratulate you, and I also congratulate Vasiliy Lomachenko, because he did not have to fight you, and he did. And so I congratulate both you guys. Teofimo Lopez, undisputed champ. God bless. Thank you so much.
You got it, Kevin. Thank you, my man. And the takeover.